My name is Dr. Nicodem Hakizimana. I'm Executive Director of OIPA, the Organization for Integration and Promotion of People with Albinism in Rwanda. We have started this organization in 2011 when I was in my university, the first year. That is where I met Dr. Evariste, who came and approached me by saying that you, Nicodem, you have albinism, and you are the first person in Rwanda with albinism who managed to join university. So you need to think what you should do for your fellow brothers and sisters with albinism, because most of them, they are attacked with skin cancer, they have low vision, they have not got chance to go to schools, so you need to start advocating for them. Since then, it was like a homework to me to think about what I should do for my fellow brothers and sisters with albinism here in Rwanda. I tried to call some here in Kigali and some in Musanze as my birthplace. Then we started the organization. In starting, it was not easy because most of persons with albinism face family discrimination. Most of them are hidden in their families. When calling them, some feared to come. It was even in the time in the region of East Africa and the region of Great Lakes, there was killings and attacks of persons with albinism. For instance, in our neighbor country, that time it was not easy for us here in Rwanda because we thought about those killings and attacks. We wanted to wake up our government to know that even in Rwanda, however, there is no law protecting persons with albinism, but they need to think about those marginalized persons. We wanted to hear the voice from government saying that, don't worry, we are here for you. We started the organization.
In which year?
We got a provisional certificate from RGB in the 2013. However, the gathering of people started in 2011.
Okay.
Yeah. Since then, we started our advocacy work. Really, it was not easy to meet mothers of children with albinism because we are not many. We are not many. When we met at the first time, it was the time of crying because of that stigma, the challenge, family challenge. And one knows that he is or she is the only one in this country. Yeah, and it was really the time for crying and sharing experience. That is when I have revealed that I should be a role model of them because most of them were not educated. But since that time, parents got inspiration for saying that if Nicodem has joined university, why not my child? I was not the first one because after some years, I met another man who joined the university at Butare, but he didn't contribute much to the life of person with albinism. That's why maybe they said me. Yeah. In that time, we tried to find everywhere. We organized identification of person with albinism here in Kigali and in Musanze. Then we know their identification, their contact, so that we should call them Israel. I should say that this is a strong question because narrating a bad story is not easy. Today, I'm a doctor, but my childhood has wrong and terrible story. In my childhood, let me say in our village, only the house of my parents had person with albinism. The child has, let me say, an angel heart, but my heart was broken by inserting words and names where they used to call us local names. Local names showing that we are useless person, we have no value, we are born to, the Rwandan culture believe that having an albino should be caused by worshipping those traditional gods. Others said that having albino should be a result of some family sins.
Okay.
Others think that having an albino should occur when your mother has been pregnant by a white people. All of those challenges broken my heart. At primary level, when I go to school, the children didn't understand why I came there. And they used to harass me, calling me those wrong names.
For example? Sorry, if you can...
It's Roko Kinyarwanda names, like Nyamweru, like Muzungu wabuze icyayi, like Ikimanuka. Those are the kinds of names. And Muzungu. Those are the kinds of names that they used to call us at school. You know, in the community, when you are not called your name, it shows you that you have some inability or something that they want to remind you that you are disabled. Really, my parents didn't know what will happen in future, but they supported me to study. However, the community used it to discourage my parents by saying that you are losing your money, you are paying school fees for that kids, even person with no disability have no job. How those kind of albino would find a job? But my father insisted, used it to push me to go to school. When I joined university, my community started to change their mindset by saying that if this child is joining university, the history should be changed. In my family, we are 9 children, 3 of them are persons with albinism, 2 boys and 1 sister, and all of us are married.
Okay.
And we don't have kids with albinism for all of us. I didn't face any discrimination from my siblings. Yeah, because I'm the elder. Yeah, I have my young brother and young sister. So my siblings know that in our family we have that challenge. Yeah, so there is no discrimination. When father and mother have both those albino genes, you can have a child with albinism. But for instance, for me, I have those genes of albino, but my wife don't. My genes are not dominant. So that's why my kid has no albino.
Okay.
Because the genes of my wife dominate mine.
Okay.
Yeah, but in blood, she has those genes. Yeah, it can take a time. Yeah, but that is how it happened. When both parents have those genes, yeah, you should have a child with albino or not. Yeah. You know, in rural area, let us say there is the careers, the known careers are teachers, nursing, something like that. So for me, I prefer to be a teacher. Yeah. After graduating, I went to work. I worked at Muhabura Integrated School. It's in the north. Then joining a master's program also related to advocacy work. Because in my advocacy work, I used to tell parents to push their children to go to school. But it was not easy because even the community, even some local officials, some institution used to say that person with albinism has low intellectual capacity. And I said, doing advocacy without tangible examples will not result something good. So I joined a master's program. I started educational planning and management. Then I included administration. After finishing master's, I was promoted to lecture in university programs. So that is where even I get married after finishing my master's. Then we remained with the challenges of keeping our advocacy work. But it was not easy because that mindset of saying that person with albinism are not able, person with albinism have low intellectual capacity, person with albinism cannot perform, cannot contribute to build their nation. Those pushed me to be a role model of other kids with albinism. Then I started doctorate, so that maybe parents, even children with albinism, should
feel encouraged,
think about or have a clear vision by saying that we are able. If this person has got doctorate, even me, I can. Even my child can. Even my nephew, my whatever can. That is where I got inspiration to start my doctorate.
Okay.
And by now, I finished it.
So you're a doctor in what?
I preferred to do doctorate in theology because I have born in a Christian family and I'm still young. I will do even more. Yeah, but by this time, I want to do in theology.
Okay.
Today, person with albinism, my community are proud of me, but also I'm proud of what I have achieved. I'm proud of the promotion of inclusive education. When people talk about inclusive education, sometimes some people should not understand what it means, but inclusive education is promoting person with disability, if including those marginalized person. So today, I'm the product of this national program of inclusive education.
Yeah.
I'm the first Rwandan with albinism who managed to achieve the doctorate level. My target was to inspire parents, families, and persons with albinism that we are able. Persons think that we have no intellectual capacity, but I have proven that we do not have intellectual capacity. We are persons like you. If the society remove barriers, we can perform like any other citizen. I met my wife Sunday, but after finishing my master's, I set how my wife should look like. She, and it is understandable, of course, as a person who finishes masters, she have to study to be studied at university. That was number one. In the option of medicine or nursing or something related, or accounting or finance, or being a teacher. But studied those courses at university level. So my wife has done midwife, and today she's working at Nyarugenge Hospital.
Her name?
Her name is Ishema Alphonsine. It was not easy in that time because we met and we discussed, and I get her contact after describing that she's attractive girl and and fulfilling my desire. I started to approach her, of course. At the beginning, she didn't know that I'm targeting her to be my wife, but she fell in love. her classmates, her friends, her relatives didn't understand how she is going to be married by an albino person while she is from in a good family, a rich family. They didn't understand how she has took that decision, but she was committed to be married with me. After engagement, me and her, we take a decision. If people come in our wedding ceremony, good. If they don't, the family will be ours. But her mom used it to encourage her by saying, if you has chosen Nicodem and your heart is really convinced by he will be your husband, I support you. Then we started there with the support of parents. Then we get married. You know, love is commitment, but taking a decision of what you are going to do. Love, it's engagement. My wife and I, before marriage, talked about this. What are we going to do? How will we manage quarrels from outside? How will we build our family? Then we set guidance of our family. So by now, you know, I have married in 2018. So maybe 3 years and 8 months passed. We have a good family, and by now we welcome many families coming to our home by asking how we have struggled in that time until we achieve our marriage, and we give them testimony, and we build many families from our story. So by now we have a good family with 1 kid, 1 daughter of 2 years and some months. So already we are enjoying. I like preaching. Yeah, that is my passion. I like preaching. Then I like reading. And socialization. Yeah. Most of the time I invite people coming to my home and we share, or sitting somewhere and we share. Really, I like socialization. In my weekend, I used to rest in my home and praying with my daughter and sharing with friends. In my secondary school, one of my headmasters refused to shake my hand because of my disability. He shook the hands of my fellow students, but when it comes to me, she refused, and it shocked me. Yeah, that is what I remember. But also there are some things which make me happy, of course.
Like?
I have 3 things that made me happy in my life. One, when I were going to fly the first time, really I felt happy in that moment.
When was that?
It was in 2014, going to Nairobi. Yeah, my first flight really brought a joy in my heart.
Okay.
The second time was the day of my marriage. Then the third time, it's when I prepared to receive my doctorate degree. That is where I thought that my history is changed completely. Yeah. From my primary up to today, I have studied without any, let me say, any holidays, any vacancies, and what. So today, let me say, however I'm reaching at this level, my journey is starting. I have proved that person with albinism can study, can achieve some educational degree, but I'm going to focus on advocacy work. We have many children with albinism who are out of schools. We have many parents of children with albinism who still believing that their children are not able. My concern is to do advocacy work until the Rwandan community will know that a person with albinism can perform like other, can do everything as everyone do. Today we are still living in poverty, but the cause of our poverty is from that stigma, is from that discrimination. So we need to prove something to inspire our fellow young brothers and sisters with albinism. I would like to thank the government of Rwanda for this good program of inclusive education, because if not, I couldn't study. But the inclusive education give a chance every person without separating or looking on the type of disability. So I really thank the government of Rwanda for providing this initiative of establishing inclusive education. I thank also the President of the Republic of Rwanda, His Excellency Paul Kagame, to promote the education of persons with disability, including persons with albinism. Even he is aware on the issue of persons with albinism. We requested him sun lotion to prevent skin cancer of persons with albinism. And by today, through Minister of Health, persons with albinism are getting sun lotion everywhere in health centers. However, we still have some challenges in the distribution, but His Excellency give the guidance. So I really appreciate.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
That's all?
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.